So we do indeed. We've got little Thamba that is moving around. So he's walking southwards now towards kind of the Annette's boundaries, just on Chitwa, and he's just kind of come out and popped out. He was sitting on the most beautiful termite mound, and then he just came down. Unfortunately, it was so pretty where he was, and then he just kind of popped down as we settled, and then off he's gone now to start walking, and he's kind of walking down towards Annette's area. So I wonder if maybe it wasn't him that was involved this morning. There seems to be some sort of kind of thought that it might be him, because they tracked him through Little Gari. So I wonder if it wasn't Hukamuri that was chasing little Thamba this morning. I don't know. It's obviously interesting because he's walked quite far. Like I said, the trackers say that they tracked him from deep in Little Gari all the way to Chitwa. So interesting that he's this side. Now we're going to try and keep up with him because it is incessively thick in here and really not easy at all to be able to keep up. So we're going to try and see if there's some way to kind of negotiate this horrible thicket that he is in. Hopefully he goes to a mound somewhere and just kind of goes back up again onto another mound. We know Thamba is a mound cat, and so it would be nice if he did do that and just kind of settled down somewhere. At least he's cutting deeper into Chitwa now. He's kind of moving more in an easterly direction. If he goes west, he's going to go off Chitwa in 2 minutes, but he's cutting more in an easterly direction, which is great news. Now, Jason, you say your favorite male? Mine too, Jason. So obviously you have a great mind, because they say great minds think alike. So hopefully you're enjoying the fact that it's little Thamba. Fergus, you're also a Thamba fan, aren't you? Yes, Fergus is a big Thamba fan as well. So that's good. We've got the Thamba team this afternoon, which is fantastic news. In fact, I'm yet to meet anybody who has seen Thamba that doesn't enjoy him. He's such a cool little cat. I absolutely love spending time with Thamba, and so it really is great to be able to kind of see him, and I hope that he doesn't get chased away by these big males that are boxing and having their little thing and their little tiff at the moment. And like I say, hopefully Tingana comes to the fore and he's kind of protects this area, and we're going to get more sort of views of Thamba going forward. But he's such a pretty cat as well. He's kind of little. There we go. So we'll put a bit of light on just to see. Oh, no, our light is gone. There we go. So he's moving kind of through the thickets, and it looks as though he's moving quite quickly, which would tend to suggest that either he's looking for food or he maybe got a bit of a fright this morning. I believe there's another male leopard that's just been found right now, not too far from where Thamba is, but on the Little Gari side. So there's interesting. I wonder if that's maybe not Tingana that's just been found. It would make sense if it is Tingana, but it seems as though cats are absolutely everywhere today. They're kind of popping out of the woodwork all over the place. Thamba seems as though he spotted something as well. He's kind of looking into the thicket, and he's stopped now. I wonder if he's not spotted some sort of prey animal. I came from the Chitwa airstrip side, which is where he's kind of heading, and there was no impalas there. There was a one nyala that was walking around, but no impalas whatsoever. So I wonder if maybe some of the impalas are still in these thickets and are making their way towards the airstrip, and that's what he's potentially spotted. But what a day. We've had the most ridiculous day. We've had 2 different leopards on screen, 2 different prides of lions, and undoubtedly my favorite little leopard. You can see those big emerald eyes. Hello, boy. What are you sniffing up for? I hope this means he doesn't disappear down into Mala Mala and Annette's again for months on end. It's been so nice having more regular sightings of him over the course of the last few weeks that I really hope this isn't him kind of moving off. But he's gotten quite low. You see he's in a slink now. I wonder if he's maybe spotted a little scrub hare or something. Look, he looks like he's stalking a little bit. So I'm going to turn my lights off. I don't want to give him away, although he's grooming himself now. Let's just reposition here, Ferg. Let's try to get ourselves into a slightly better spot and see if I can maybe just, so that we can at least see what he's looking at. I'm just going to try and see if maybe up front here. Can you see anything, Fergus? No. I can't see anything either. I don't see anything that he's looking at. I was hoping that there might be something in this area, but I don't see any movement around there. I don't see any signs of animals. He just seems to be down now and having a little kind of rest at the moment. What are you doing, boy? Weird. He all of a sudden stopped, and now, like, it looks as though he's almost kind of got his head down, sleeping. I'm sure we can get ourselves into maybe a little bit of a better position here, Ferg. This is not that ideal where we are at the moment. Let's see. Maybe let's just try and get ourselves somewhere where we can actually see him slightly better. So the area that we're in now is not great at all. So I want to just try and get round. That way is going to be very, very thick. So let's try a different way around. I just want to try and avoid blocking the view of this other vehicle, because, well, they're also watching what's going on, and we don't want to block them from seeing what's happening. Now, while I try and reposition and get a better view of Thamba, let's send you back across to Byron, or should I say the self-acclaimed Owl Whisperer, and see what feathered friend he's found now. Well, our leopard is just taking it easy, and he's at least allowing us a beautiful view of him, and he's looking in such good condition. Still kind of full. He looks as though he's had a good meal at some point, so he's not looking too skinny, and he's also taking to sub-adult male life pretty well, considering all things that has happened so far. So he's had to compete with a number of changes as well, much like Hosana, and both of them have really done well to kind of stay out of the way of the big boys having their little tussles and kind of sorting themselves out. But it's really great to kind of see him again. You can't help but enjoy this cat. He's got something about him that is captivating, to me at least. I mean, obviously everyone has a different opinion, but like I say, I've yet to meet somebody that hasn't enjoyed spending time around Hosana, photographing Hosana, looking at Hosana. I just came past a vehicle now with a whole bunch of photographers that I know, some of them, and they were beaming from ear to ear, and they were telling me how he's absolutely wonderful and one of the prettiest cats that they've seen. So he really is an individual that is kind of always captures the attention of those that get to see him. So Thamba, did I say Hosana?
Yeah.
Oh, Thamba, sorry. Sorry, Thamba. That's very naughty of me. I meant you, buddy. Hosana is also a very captivating cat as well. The two of them are wonderful assets to our area, and we're very lucky to be able to see both of them in this section, and to be able to spend time and watch both of them grow up has been an absolute treat. So very special to have him around. I'm hoping that he's going to spend the night close by to Chitwa, and that tomorrow morning he's on the cards again. What's interesting is that we haven't seen many signs of Hosana since the rain. So I wonder if Hosana is maybe going to make an appearance sometime soon as well. It'll be nice to have both the young boys in a couple of days. Now, the other leopard that's just been found at Treehouse that I was alluding to earlier is indeed Tingana. And what's good about that is no matter which way Hukumuri goes, there's kind of interference now between Thamba and Hukumuri. Tingana's kind of between the two now. So hopefully Tingana will keep Hukumuri at bay, and you know, Thamba will be just fine. But it's amazing how Thamba has moved all the way down to this area and to where he feels safest. It's back to where he was born, and so it's an interesting kind of way that things have gone out. Now, I believe Byron has a hyena running towards him, so I can only imagine how excited he is going to be now. We are still following our young male leopard. He's on the move now, and he's moving quite quickly, so I'm trying to just keep up with him at the moment. I've also got to put the car in the right gear in order to do so. So let's try that again. And he's moving through quite thick stuff. It's going to be quite difficult to follow him through here. Now, earlier I was saying he looked like he was stalking something, and what he was actually watching was ground hornbills. So there were ground hornbills that flew away, and then he kind of groomed himself a little bit, had a little toilet time, and now he's up and moving once again and kind of going towards the airstrip slowly but surely. But I don't think we're going to get to the airstrip anytime soon. I think we're going to get dragged through quite thick bush until then. But hopefully he's going to stop here in this little open clearing. Please stop there, Thamba. There we go. At least so we can see you a little bit better. You can see how his ears are twitching at every sound. So everything he hears, he's listening and he's trying to pay attention to what's going on. And you see he's shaking his head as well. And the reason why he's shaking his head is because the flies tonight are uncontrollable. They are literally everywhere. It is kind of flies covering our legs and our arms. And I can imagine they must be driving poor little Thamba absolutely mad. So it's certainly driving Fergus and I very sort of madder than we already were, exactly, Fergus, and that is pretty mad. And we don't mean angry. We are loopy fellas, aren't we, Fergus? Right, now where did Thamba go from here? Disappeared behind this bush. There he is. So, still got him now. I've got to be careful in this area because there are lots of lovely hidden stumps. And there's also a number of sinkholes actually in this section. I was telling Fergus about them. We actually found a few of these sinkholes during the 2012 floods where parts of the road actually collapsed. I got massively stuck very close to where we are now following, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have even been Tundi, and following her around here, and we just went, and all of a sudden the ground gave way and the whole front end of the car went in. So let's see, he's sniffing around there. Let's see what he does. I wonder if maybe this is where Tingana walked after he finished his Impala kill, but he's definitely sniffing around. Interestingly enough, we drove where he urinated just now, so he didn't scent mark in any way. He just went to the toilet like a young animal would, and so he's not spraying or lifting his tail. But his urine had a very pungent popcorn smell to it. Joy, his spot pattern, you asking what is it, and because it isn't listed on his Facebook page. Joy, I actually don't know what his spot pattern is, to be honest. I just know it's Thamba when I see him. There's something about Thamba that immediately I know, but I'm sure somebody can help us with what his spot pattern is. Kirst, is it not on one of our straps, his spot pattern? I'm sure it must be. We must have a Thamba strap that has a spot pattern. I would hazard a guess that, I can't remember actually what it is. Like I say, for me, spot patterns are, they're great and they are useful at times, but, 2-4 is what he is. So he's a 2-4 spot pattern. And like I say, spot patterns are useful when you don't see leopards often, and then you kind of get a glimpse of them and you can kind of match them. But I don't know, for me, I've always gone on just what a leopard looks like. And sometimes I don't get it exactly right. And sometimes, it works out in my favor and I get it okay. Right, now I'm going to just slide through here because we should get a really good view of little Thamba. Sorry, Ferg. There we go. That should be it. And he's just kind of staring into the night at the moment. But he is absolutely beautiful. So you can see those spots on his right side now. So we can confirm, I don't know if that is 4. It almost looks like 3 to me, that one spot's almost kind of amalgamated. And then on the other side it is definitely 2. So we'll just have to see. Maybe we get another look. But apparently 4-2 is what he is. It's interesting because so many of our leopards have a 3-3 spot pattern. It seems to be the most sort of common spot pattern, 3-3 or 3-5, 4-3. There's often 3 in there, but it seems as though Thamba is breaking the mold a little bit. There's a woodland kingfisher objecting to our presence and our lights, probably trying to have a bit of a nap. Now, sorry about the light just burning Thamba out there. I have to have lights on for myself so that I can actually see where I'm going. And so while I keep up with Thamba, I'm going to send you back across to Ali because I think the lions are also up and moving.